Hey everybody, welcome to the daily update for Thursday, January 22nd, 2025. I'm a little under the weather today, so no musical intro, and I will be off camera, and we're just going to get in and do a very nuts and bolts today. So we got a follow through today, a little bit lower volume, which is okay. You know, we gapped up, and if you look at what we did, we just kind of went sideways, which is fine. This is an area here where I would expect there to be some resistance. This is an old support resistance level that we broke above now, or we broke above here, and then we came back below, and it's still kind of a little bit of a resistance area. So all in all, a good day, a good follow through from here. What did we do yesterday? We stopped going down. Yesterday, we started recapturing some levels, some moving averages. We did even more today. We recaptured this level here, which was off this pivot. We recaptured the 21. We recaptured the 8. And we're right at the all-time high VWAP. Now, you know, I'm going to say next, inside day tomorrow would be perfect because that would, you know, so there's the move. And we want to see the move after the move, and then boom, like that. As I go through the list of stocks, there's not a lot of things set up right now, which is kind of interesting. I think one day here, certainly two, would set us up. We could even come back down into this area here a little bit. So I would just say a very good 2-day move, but obviously we need to break this little downtrend and get back into all-time highs to really kind of negate this. If we look at the Qs, similar situation, fall through, lower volume. So this is that counter trend rally here. Now, do we run out of steam and just pause here? That's what I would like to see. But again, what did we do today? We recaptured the 8, we recaptured the 21, we got back above this little trend line here. So all in all, good action, good 2-day action so far. Let's just hope we hold it. IWM gapped up today and put a, this is like a gravestone doji here. If we close below here, that probably means we need a little bit of a rest. I think I need to redo the VWAP. Maybe that rest takes us back to the VWAP. Maybe it takes us down to the 8. Could we see a situation where IWM's cooling off a little bit after this nice run here, and we're going to start seeing some outperformance by the Qs and maybe SPX, possibly. Dow ran into a little bit of trouble here. But if we look across the board, all the moving averages, we're above every moving average on every index except for, no, I guess we are on everything, right? Yeah, we're above all the moving averages. So again, it's hard to be very bearish here. This is obviously a key level. If we ever get back below this level, then we probably have trouble because that would mean we lose the 50 again, and that would really be a rollover. But I think best case scenario would be a quiet day tomorrow, and then we break higher. But you know how this market is. Anything could happen. Let's go over to the VIX. We got a nice follow through here. I think we clean this VIX up a little bit. This can go away for sure. This can go away for sure. This can go away for sure. This is going to stay a little bit. I think we get rid of this. Get rid of this. What I do find interesting is if you just extend this out, you know, that we've talked about this before, how sometimes when you break a trend line, you come back up and you kiss the bottom of it. We got a little bit above it and then failed. But this is a great 2-day crush. Again, maybe a pause here if the market pauses, and then trying to go back down into all-time low. Would it be all-time lows? No, not all-time lows, but into new lows. TLT, right back up into this range. So we've had a false breakout, false breakdown. Where do we go from here? Who knows? Should be interesting though. Could this be a blow-off in the 30-year in Japan? That would be really interesting. Dixie coming back in, which is good for small caps, good for risk assets. So it'd be great if we could just, in fact, I think we can get rid of this. We've been through here so many times. Well, let's just hold it one more time. I know we've chopped up a little bit, but we did hold it there. So I think if we get back below here, we got a nice shot at hitting these lows. Bitcoin, kind of a do or die here. I feel like this is a very important spot. If we break below here, that feels like a next leg down. This is a place where bulls really need to step up and hold it. XHB, as long as we're consolidating above this level, I think we're okay. What else? SMH, closing at all-time highs, although that's kind of, we saw that, we saw the gravestone doji here. which is potential short-term reversal, possible here too. We need to close below here. And then that could just take us into the 8, right? Or maybe a little bit more substantial correction, but down into the 21. But all-time highs, XBI, all-time highs, really hard to get upset with that. I mean, that's a proxy for small caps too. XLF, okay. XLF needs to do a lot of work. Really, we're just repeating this thing right here. And I think maybe if we got some clarity around this credit card thing, maybe we taco on that. That would be good. A lot of reversals, potential reversals, like this inverted hammer. We close below here. Again, we probably have a short-term correction coming back maybe into the 8 or maybe to the bottom of the support level. Oil took the day off today, but still, let's get this. So here's what we've done. We've broken this long-term trend line, consolidating in this area. Now we'll see. Do we get back up here and attack the 200, or do we just fail again? XLE looks like we're going higher. OIH tells us looks like we're going higher. Look at gold. My goodness, does not slow down. Gold miners back into gear. And silver, new all-time highs. I'm waiting for 100. Maybe I'm waiting for 120 to sell my coins. Pot kind of perked up a little bit today, and then as pot does, it dropped. So I don't know if there was some news here. Some of the pot names have been slowly moving up. Like Cron and Curaleaf. I think they all got hit towards the close too. Yeah, it's pot. All right, so we go over to the red list. So a few things look pretty good here. APLD looks great. I mean, this is a very narrow bar here to define your risk if you're going to get in this. So this is going to the green list. Oxy, I think looks pretty good here. I like this look here at this little gap resistance and this pullback right here. Oxy's been a disappointing stock for a lot of people. Buffett bought it. At some point, it has not panned out for most people. I bought some calls on it today. I think I bought March. I put it in the Discord. I can't remember. But I think I bought March. What did I? Here, let me just pull it up here. Let's see. I bought. What did I do today? I bought April 17th. Oxy 45s for $1.79. Devon 40s for $1.47. What else did I do today? Well, I'll tell you in a minute. So I think Oxy looks interesting here. Right below the 200. That's going to go over. Let's go to Devon. Devon looks even better. Get rid of this here. I like the look of Devon. So that's going to go over. Kava, not there yet. I feel like this one, we were looking for a reversal right here at the 21. Maybe a little flush reversal would be a spot to get involved. So I want to keep an eye on that. ONDS looks pretty good here. I mean, I don't like this red bar here so much, but it looks pretty good. I think this is a candle you could use. This is a tough one sometimes to get into. I sold calls. Sorry, sold puts against this. What did I sell? I sold, did this yesterday actually, right? I think, sold some February 20 OND puts for 171. Yeah, I want to get into ONDS, so I'm hoping that it comes down. Wait, 20s. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, let me go back. Did I tell you I'm sick? February 2013. Sorry, 13 calls for 171. So yeah, I'd like to get into this thing. I'd like a little flush here. But anyway, it looks good. I think it goes to the green list. Toll looks really good here. That goes to the green list. What else? I think that's it. What was on the green list? A bunch of these names I talked about yesterday that you probably had to get into them intraday. And unfortunately, most of them didn't give us good spots to get in intraday. So what do we do with these? I think we just have to look at them how they are today on a daily. So on a daily, I think Unusual Machines looks fantastic here. I like this consolidation. So this stays on the list. Tesla, it was tough. It would have been tough to get in here. Maybe this spot here. But so what do we do with it? Let's just act like, where is it on the daily? I think it's active mode for sure. I think we need a little bit of a consolidation in this area, and then it would be back on the green list. I like the fact that it closed at its highs for the day. I like this 2-day reversal, so I'm going to put it on the active list. SSYS, again, was very hard. I don't even think there was a spot to get involved intraday. No, not really. So we'll just put it on the active list, see if it can set up again and go back to the green list. Amazon did give a pretty good spot to get involved, and that was here. Here's the opening gap, kind of fails. And what does it do? Look at that. Prints a hammer right on the previous day's close. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And then for the rest of the day, it just kind of goes up. So that did give a spot to get involved if you were a day trader. If we look at it on the, is it active? I think you can still get in on it here. This is kind of a morning star reversal, right? So kind of, I mean, not really, but it's got the same format. You know what I mean? That U-ish shape. So I think this is still a spot that could get involved in. Amazon's been lagging a little bit. So maybe it's time for Amazon to get into gear like this. I'm going to keep it here. Google, again, would have been tough to get involved. I'm going to put it on the active list, see if it can set up again. Palantir, that goes away. Got earnings coming up, so that goes away. CMG, let's put it on the active list. That was a hard one to get into. There really only Amazon was the only one that really gave you a good intraday spot. Just goes to the active list. NBIS, that's disappointing there. And then Poet, big disappointment here. They did a shelf offering, so knocked the stock down. I actually sold some. What did they sell? I sold some. What else did I sold? I sold some February 27th $7 puts for 85. I'll keep selling them. This thing goes in the penalty box, but I'm going to try to work on cutting the cost basis down and acquiring a position here. And then the last thing is I bought some AST. I should just list these down. Whoops. AST calls for March 20th dollar. ASST calls for 13. By the way, if you're not in the trading room, you haven't been in there recently, there's some cool functionality here. So you can say, you can search for a ticker symbol here, but now they've got filters. So you can actually filter by what channel was it sent in, right? Who sent? Does it have content attached to it? Who sent it? I believe. Hello, author. No, wait a minute. That was there yesterday. Did they change something, those bastards? That's so bizarre. Yesterday you could search for who sent it. Interesting. And there's also a date. All right, am I in a weird spot here? Let's find out. Let's see. Let's do something else. Pull back. Okay, there we go. In when it was sent, right? You can do like a range. There's also, I could have sworn there was user. This is weird. Well, anyway, there is some more functionality. I think Discord's trying to figure it out, but the point is you can it's much easier to search for messages. And what our Discord administrator is telling me is that they're rolling out new features all the time. So if you haven't been in the Discord, you might want to check it out. All right. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.